Nate, we talked to Francis Brewer the other day, and
Mm-hmm.
he made that freaks list. I mean, does it like strike you that a freshman is as strong as he is?
Yeah, I mean, I've truly never seen anybody as strong as him at that early of a stage, and maybe even overall in their whole career. I mean, he's got freakish strength. He's also quick. He's got a lot of the intangibles that you need to be a really, really good football player. I think he's just got to put it all together, which comes with time. So
He's one of 3 or 4 freshmen that seem to be doing really well. I mean, what can you speak to about those guys?
yeah, I mean, it's a really talented freshman class, especially D-line wise. We got a lot of good young guys. I'd say Jasir that just got here, he had a little injury, I think not that long ago, but he was back today in one-on-ones, and I was like, damn, this guy's just as good as all the others. And that was his first practice that I really saw him get to go. So he's done well. Sincere, obviously, since the spring's done well. And then Zach Carruthers also is another guy that he'll probably need a little more time to just build strength and stuff like that, kind of like I was when I was young. But I can see a lot of good things that could happen for him in the future, too.
Did you learn a lot more about the rest of the guys in your room as you guys put on pads this week?
Yeah, I mean, really it doesn't change for us up front. I mean, whether we have an extra our knee pads in versus no knee pads, that's really what it is. So I feel like we all played pretty physical up front. We were trying to get off the ball. It got a little tough on the hot days when we'd get pretty tired, but today was beautiful, so it wasn't bad today.
You're on the edge here a lot more than you were in Kansas State, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Do you like that a little bit more because you're able to use your athletic ability?
Yeah, it's a lot better. I'm able to kind of use my ability, like you said, and put myself on edges and put myself in better situations and make a little more plays, which I've had a lot more success here than I've had in the past this early in camp. So I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. I just keep building on it.
We've been hearing from Jonathan Gavin in the offense about how much they use pre-snap motion and quick adjustments at the line. How quick is it, or how much strain is it put on you guys as a defense to call out the adjustments you need to make in practice?
I mean, it's really tough. They do truly go really fast, especially when they get in their quick tempo. Even when they're not even trying to go fast, it's still fast. So it's hard. I mean, the linebackers, you have to have good communications with the D tackles. We don't really have to have as much communications as DNs, but especially between the Mike linebackers and the D tackles, it's got to be on point especially when they're going super fast like they have been.
Pat the other day said about just chief quarters and his motor. I mean, what can you say just kind of lining up alongside him and seeing what he's been able to do?
I mean, you can tell he's a really talented kid. I think he's a sophomore or redshirt sophomore, but he can run. He runs the ball. He plays with good effort. He's got good bend. He's got good strength too. So I feel like he's got everything he needs to be a really good football player, and he's really just putting it all together. He's only had, I think, what are we on, practice 8 or 7? So, I mean, he's just building on that, and I feel like he's going to have a really good year.
Maybe you seeing an impact to the defense and practicing against this type of offense, that speed, how that's going to help you guys not only now but throughout the season?
Yeah, it's going to help us a ton. I mean, I've been on teams in the past where it's a pro-style offense where it's slow, and then you go and play a tempo team, and you're like not nowhere close to being ready for it, and just kind of playing a catch-up game the whole time. But I feel like now we're going to be ahead of the game a little bit, especially when we go against little slow-paced teams. We're going to be like, well, we're ready for this. This isn't going to be hard at all. And the fast-paced teams, I really don't think too many other teams in the country will go fast in our offense from what I've seen so far. So I think we'll be ready for anybody.
Do you think his offense has the ability to confuse defenses with all the pre-snap motion going on?
Yeah, I mean, it gets really confusing, especially when they are going fast and they start motioning and doing all the different stuff they do. I mean, they do a ton of crazy stuff that works for them a lot of the time. And I say they're going to have a lot of explosive plays just because of that. Get people in the wrong coverage because they don't get the signal, get the wrong call, and then you got a guy wide open down the field. That's happened a couple of times. So I feel like they'll have a lot of big plays like that.
Have you seen that type of offense in the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12, I'd say like earlier in my career, it was a lot of up-tempo teams. It slowed down a little bit towards the end, but I mean, it reminds me a little bit of like Texas Tech's offense when I forgot what coach was there, but they were a really fast tempo team that just played fast, took shots downfield, and that's kind of what Coach Cade's about. And I'm really excited to see him this season because they've done well.
What's the answer for a defense when someone's moving so fast and they got all this motion and they're trying to confuse you? How do you counter it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just gotta you can get the call, get lined up, and everyone's in there where they need to be. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if you can get that, you'll be okay. And really, you just need guys to win one-on-ones. Realistically, there's gonna be a lot of one-on-ones, especially with up-tempo teams. So if you can get a guy to win a one-on-one not each and every down, but every other down, I mean, that will help you stop those teams like that.
How would you guys grade your progress as far as stuffing the run and how aggressive you guys have been able to be when you guys have done those team drills so far?
I really can't compare it to last year, I guess, but I mean, from what I saw, I feel like from what I saw on like tape to now to where we are, I feel like it's improved a ton. I feel like we're getting a lot of TFLs. I feel like Coach Bates is really aggressive with his calls, so linebackers are constantly in the backfield, and we really have a really talented linebacker group that just flies out and makes plays with like Kyle and Heem. I mean, those dudes are really athletic, so they can get in the backfield quick. So I feel like we've done a lot better at stopping the run. Us up front, D-line, playing vertical, and kind of not playing at the line of scrimmage, and we've been making a lot more plays too. So I feel like just changing the aggressiveness and stuff like that and up, and that's been a big part of it.
What has Coach Dow's pushed out of you guys up front to say like, hey, like, you know, and it's different for you and him because neither of you were here last year, but to set the tone and say, hey, this is the standard we have to meet. What is he pushing most to get out of you guys in those situations?
I mean, at the beginning, he talked about, I forgot how much yards per game it was, but it was a lot. And he was like, we don't want to be anywhere near that again. And it starts with us up front always. So I feel like he preaches just getting off the ball and playing physical, playing vertical, and you play from there and just not playing slow. And kind of, I mean, a lot of defenses are like that, and we're not like that. We're trying to get off the ball, play fast. And I feel like if he sees us doing that, he's happy, and that's what he wants. And it's been working when we do that.
What have you seen from Jimmy Scott so far in camp?
Jimmy's done well. He's been a consistent guy. I mean, he's strong, he's fast, he uses a lot of like power moves. He can knock people over pretty easily. He's a strong dude. And he's been stepping up for sure because we really needed another guy to step up, especially at defensive end. We're a little limited just with the guys we have, but I feel like guys like him and Chief and Sincere, they all have stepped up, and they're going to be great players too.